offense is cleanser to the soul. It's good to be offended. It's good for you. You know, it's good to have your feelings hurt, have something kind of, it makes you have some understanding of who you are. What's your belief system? Like, it's okay to be offended. But somebody came to me at the end of the show. I love the show, but, and so the lady told me, you know, this one, one joke, which didn't even but she was offended. And so she said, I just want to let you know that I was offended. And I was like, that's good. That's good for you. I'm glad that you were offended also. I don't come to the stage to offend you. I come to the stage to make you laugh. But the joke that she told me that was offensive, the whole room is laughing. I'm like, were you not paying attention to everybody that was in the room? Like, tell me the joke that doesn't work that's offensive, and I'll stop. That's probably the joke I'll stop doing. I don't do the jokes that people don't laugh at. I do the jokes that people laugh at. Yeah. So here's the joke.
Oh, you're gonna? Don't pretend.
Yeah. A disclaimer: if you are prone to highly being offended, this joke may be.
I'm comedian Timmy Boyle, and this is the greatest live Instagram comedy experience that nobody knew about.
Oh, hey everybody, it's Timmy Boyle here in my living room, going live for the 6th. Oh, hey everybody, it's Timmy Boyle here in my living room, going live for the 6th day in a row. This is episode 6 of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. There are 3 C's in that, Calling Comedians Cquarantine. We've got, oh look, Mike Goodwin already jumped right in here. Mike, so glad to see you. I'm going to be bringing you into the show in just a few minutes. Thank you, though, for those that are starting to come in here. We want to say hi to, Skip Russell? You can never tell with these names, folks. But listen, tonight we're in for a great show. We've had 5 amazing comedians that I've called over the last 5 days here while in Cquarantine here in Ontario, Canada. Viewers from all over North America checked in last night as we talked to Leland Clausen. And quite frankly, we don't have a stage to do this on, so I decided I don't understand technology. So I'm just going to start something like this, and every day until this quarantine ends, I'm going to call a comedian, and we're going to talk about comedy and life and whatever projects they might be working on. I found out today, though, that up here in Canada, people are starting to talk about we could be in quarantine for 18 months. I seriously hope that's not true. Was that Manchester, New Hampshire? What? Manchester? What did I just do? Oh, Manchester, New NH. Is that New Hampshire? Is that what that is? It could be. All right. Well, listen, folks. Wherever you're from, just understand this. This is a big part of why social media is so amazing. That in a time like this, could you imagine, like during like the Spanish flu or however back you want to go, even back to SARS? I don't know. Did we have social media back then? Doesn't really matter. Anyways, the point is that even though we're quarantined in our own homes, we have the opportunity to chat about life with people from all around the world, and then allow people to come into that conversation too. So, Kelly's Green Lounge, we have a 12-year-old comic ready for your call. All right, so we're gonna connect with Lion. Let's set up a time that we'll connect with Lion. I know that 12-year-old comic, and that would be a good call. So I hope you guys are watching tonight. But let's bring in Mike Goodwin here, shall we? If he's still on here, and let's start off this show. It's episode 5. In Quarantine. Mike Goodwin, are you there? Let's see what we got. There he is. Mike.
Timmy.
How are you, man? Do we have a delay?
Hello?
Do we have a delay, my friend?
I think so. I think we're good.
We're good? We're good? So good to see you, man. It's been a little while, but I'm glad that you're here.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, are those new glasses?
Yeah, they may be.
Maybe like within the last decade. How do you want to define you tonight?
Right. They're new to you, Timmy.
Beautiful, fantastic.
Skip, how
Thanks
you
for
doing, sir?
you're on the 6th episode of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine.
Oh,
How is your quarantine going? You've been stuck in your house?
no, man. I go outside sometimes. Check
Sometimes.
the mail.
How far you gotta walk through your mail?
I run around the neighborhood a little bit.
Well, you are in good shape. I do know that. Tell me, you got your whole family in there though, right? You have a couple kids?
2 kids. I got a daughter that's 13 and a 9-year-old son.
How
And a
are they?
wife.
How are they handling being at home?
I think they're doing much better than I am. Much.
They're keeping you sane?
Because they're typically home anyway. If they're not at school, they would be home. So
You don't homeschool.
no, not at all. Not at all.
But
And I think it's a little disrespectful for the people that have their kids home now, saying that they're homeschooling. They're not. They're not homeschooling. They're just holding the children till the school opens back up. They're not homeschooling.
you know that I homeschooled my kids, eh?
Right.
Yeah. So my youngest now is still here at home. But yeah, I think that's true. It's like you can't. I got knocked for like, I don't know, 15 years for homeschooling my kids. Now all of a sudden everybody's like, oh yeah, we're all homeschooling our kids. All of a sudden the school system doesn't matter.
You're not homeschooling. You are holding the kids until school opens. Matter of fact, I asked my wife today, did they send some emails? Hey, what's this boy supposed to be doing? Because he just want to play Nintendo. And I'm like, first off, you got to get out your pajamas. The boy's in his pajamas all the time. And I'm like, if there's not pajama day at your school, you need to get on some regular clothes.
So are you okay with the fact that I'm currently not wearing pants? I haven't worn pants for days because I'm not going anywhere. Is that all right?
Well, you're an adult. You can do what you want to do, Tim. Like, and we can't see it. I see him. He's walking around the house. if you over here with no pants, we have a problem too, Tim. But you.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll stay on this end. Hey,
somebody asked about my family. They're doing great. Beauty indeed. I think I missed the.
Hey, do you know these people coming in here?
I'm sure I do. I don't know them by their names. Like I know them by their real names. I don't know them by their labels. Beauty indeed. I don't know who Beauty indeed is, but I probably know Jessica Smith. Like I know who that person is, but I don't know these. I don't know these titles.
She knows you. She's even got your wife's name in there.
Birdie. I know Birdie. Yeah. But I don't know Beauty indeed. Birdie, I went to church with Birdie. She's the sister of a guy I grew up with. Well, we grew up together. She's just a little younger than I am. But if she hadn't said Birdie, I wouldn't have known. I would have just been like, Beauty indeed.
The names are weird. I want to address these people, but I don't know like funky hump monkey. I don't know how to say that properly.
Right. Skip saw me in Boston. That was a good show. I remember that show. I think we were at the Kodak Center, maybe, Skip. It was a weird venue because it looked like it was like a place like a coronavirus fallout shelter type place. Like you could house people there, but there were nobody there anymore. It was just empty buildings. If I'm thinking about the right place, I might be thinking about Baltimore too.
Hey, other than the fact other than the fact of the financial hit, do you already miss the fact that you're not going to be able to go on stage for a little while here?
Yeah, money aside, like I can't even go to open mics. Like I can't get up and tell jokes. Like it's very painful.
Yeah.
Medford, yes. Medford. Was that the Kodak Center? It looked very depressed, not the city, but the area in which we were performing. Because I ran around it, and there were like guards and fences. It was very scary. I want to tell jokes, Timmy. I got ideas. I got concepts. I got stuff. Hey, Skip. Bam. Look at it. I am an Orange Theory disciple.
Are you rocking somebody's shirt?
Orange Theory. That this is my workout situation, and I'm probably more depressed that I can't go to Orange Theory. That's what I'm virtual open mic. Yeah, I don't like nothing about that. I don't like that at all. There's nothing about a virtual open mic.
It's not the same. My life, when I'm not on stage, this is what I do. It's been kind of depressing to find out that my life hasn't changed much. Like I stay away from people. I stay at home. I do work on the computer. So like without going to the stage, like my life hasn't altered much, and it's kind of made me a little bit depressed to know that I was that isolated.
So you were already social distancing. You were already.
Oh yeah. Once I leave a show, like I'm done with people at that point.
But you got a wife. You got kids. You got grandchildren. What are you talking about?
My son is almost 18. He lives down the hall. I don't think I've seen him in weeks.
Hey, Jason Earls, my man.
It's me. Hey, Jason Earls. Hey, man. This is so cool. Well, thanks for everybody's coming in here. Mike, I want to ask you one thing in particular here, and I want to just thank everybody who's showing up here. This is episode 6 of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine with Mike Goodwin. Today is Mental Acuity Monday. Is that how you pronounce it?
Right. Mental Acuity Monday.
And you do that like every Monday here on Instagram, maybe on Facebook too. But I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But tell people what Mental Acuity Monday is, and what was today's word?
So today's word was immutable. So immutable means something that is not going to change. It's immutable. Hopefully, the coronavirus situation is not immutable. I think that hopefully that we will be back to business as usual. But yeah, what happened, Tim, was I like words. You know, I'm a comedian, so I find words to be quite fascinating. And I run across these words that I'm like, I don't hear these words used regularly. So when I see those types of words, you know, because my pastor, I've heard him say, you know, people say, oh, you have a big vocabulary. You know, oh, that's a big word. And when somebody says that, he's like, I don't have a big vocabulary. You just have a small. I forgot. I'm messing up the. He's like, that's a big word. It's like, no, that's not a big word. You just have a small vocabulary. So I try not to use big word. I try not to do that. And I want to be as authentic to myself with social media, you know, because I'm like a Generation X person. I didn't get the internet till I was in college. So it's not second nature to me to just, even what we're doing right now, I'm going to enjoy this, be a great conversation. It's probably something I should be doing, but I'm like, nah, I'm good. So I wanted to provide content, but I wanted to be authentic to who I was. And I was like, okay, I like words. I can put a story to a word, make a funny point, teach a lesson, and it's all good. So that's kind of how it came up. I used to call it used to be like word of the day, but then I felt like you need to do that every day. And I was like, I'm not going to do one every day. So I needed to like get one day. So I came up with Mental Acuity Monday.
It is awesome. I enjoy words too. I mean, I like, what I love about working with comedy is that it matters the word you use and even where you put it. Like, it's amazing what that difference is, eh?
Right. And that's the beauty of the craft, like figuring out, you know, like I got a joke right now that I'm doing, and I talk about how when I was a kid, you couldn't Google words.
Right.
You had to look it up in the dictionary. So I used to do that joke, and that was where it stopped. And then I was like, well, what word would be a good word to put in that joke?
Yeah.
So I came up with the word elephant. And so the joke is, I spent 4 weeks in the dictionary in the L's looking for elephant, because elephant sounds like the first letter is L. And so.
Wait, hold on one second, Mike. Are you telling me that that's not how elephant is spelt?
And so the joke, so that's what words. So the joke is like, what was the word? So elephant had to become the word. And then I kind of played around with how long should it be? So I came up, I say 4 weeks instead of a month. Because a month isn't funny. Like, I spent a month looking through the L's for elephant. That's not fun. That's kind of funny. But 4 weeks makes you like, man, that's a long time. And I'm kind of thumbing through the pages, looking in the L's. I'm like, I see leprosy. I don't see anything about elephant, mama. And so that you have to kind of figure that out. Like, that's the game that we play on stage and off stage.
Okay, so 2 points. First one is, why weren't you doing this when I was homeschooling my kids? That would have been very helpful on Monday, just to let them watch an episode off of your thing. So if anyone's homeschooling their kids are, because you all are, you need on Mondays.
Mental acuity Mondays.
Yeah, that's right. Monday. So I did come across a word, though. You said you don't use like big word. You came across the word pescatarian.
Right.
Now that word blew my mind. I'd never heard that word before.
Right.
So you don't just do little, like I knew rancid and forage. Those are words you've done in the past.
Right.
But then you had pescatarian, and I was like, bam! I'm like, I took notes and everything on that one. I still don't know how to use it in a sentence. But.
You know, pescatarians, those are some interesting people because they used to call themselves vegetarians, and that wasn't right. Like, you eat fish, and they used to try to tell you that fish is not meat. So we got to give them a term because they can't keep sounding. Because the vegetarians are like, you are not a vegetarian. You know, you are a meat eater. You know, get out of here. They used to kick about the meaters. They used to kick about the vegetarian meat, so they had nowhere to go. So they had to create a name.
Did you know that I changed to a vegan diet? I'm a vegan now.
I was not aware of this. I knew you were doing yoga, so veganism wasn't that far down from the yoga.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I don't know if I regret it yet. But my son, he was just like a chicken finger craft dinner person. I don't know what you call that person. There's got to be a word for it. But
teenager.
A teenager, yeah, fair enough. So he decides he's going to be a vegetarian just out of the blue, like last July. Okay. And so I'm like, well, I don't let my kids win at anything. So I'm like, fine, I'm going to be vegan, like, point dad. And so that seems to be an upgrade. But now I add eggs back in, so now vegans, don't want to accept me. So I think and I have no moral obligation to it. It's all based on health. Like, so I'm not going to flip the table if you come in with a burger in your hand, right?
Right.
It's been helpful. It's been helpful.
More energy. So what has been the benefits?
Oh my goodness. I don't want to get into some of the health problems, but so here's the thing. For about 3 years, I didn't realize I was sick. Like I thought I was, getting old and road weary. Like I've been traveling.
You just thought you were tired all the time.
Yeah. But I had like things like, I don't know what the medical term is, but I used to have to like pee like every hour at night.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was just like, this can't be good. But I thought it's just kind of my life going forward. There are legitimately 5 health things that I discovered within about a month of changing my diet to veganism.
Right.
That like for about those 3 years, I never used to sleep longer than say 5 hours at night. I'd have to pee like every hour.
Right.
Within a month of that, Mike, it has now been what, 7-8 months. In general, now I sleep about 7 hours. I never pee in the middle of the night. I can like have a meal without going to the bathroom. Like that's just like one of like this span of 5 health things, which I'm probably not going to go into here.
Right.
I think that changed almost immediately. One of those was again losing weight around here. I'm a thin guy.
Right.
I lost like 15 pounds within the first 6 weeks. I didn't know I had 15 pounds to lose. I felt trimmer. So I don't know, but if I show up, like say like 6 months from now, if I'm like vitamin B12 deficient and fade away to nothingness, I'll change my diet. But until something like that happens, it's been a really interesting change. But I did add eggs in to because I didn't want to bring in like a bucket full of nuts and beans to get the protein.
Right.
So I'm like, I want my omelet. So that's why I'm not. I think I'm like an ovo vegetarian. There's a word for you.
Oh, there you
Ovo
go.
vegetarian. So
Yeah.
I eat eggs. I'm a vegan who eats eggs. So,
I like
but
that.
it's been a good change. It's been a good change. Now you're like super, but you're like fit, man. You like work out way more than I do. Is that a diet plan as well, or you just crush it in the gym?
Yeah, I mean, the saying is 80% in the kitchen, 20% in the gym. So I like cookies more than abs, and so I needed to make some changes because my heredity, I could be big, man. I mean, I can get huge, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
being on the road, and then just our options of meals when it's after a show, it's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. You find yourself in the dark side. What I mean dark side, I mean Waffle House. So I was majority of my food was coming from the Waffle House, which is not good. So I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
work out. I started Orange Theory. That's been great because it gives me the ability to work out when I'm on the road. That was part of the problem for me, was when I was home, I could follow a schedule. But then when I was away on the road, I'm not going to work out that hard in the gym, in the hotel. Like, I'd rather be in my room watching Netflix or something. So if I can go to Orange Theory, put that hour in it, then I've done it. I've checked that box. But I've been a
Yeah.
little bit more cautious about my meals. I kind of really just do a starch and a protein typically, about 4 times a day.
I don't think I don't think it's a matter of people not understanding, but like when we travel as much as we do, like to have any sort of exercise program and dietary restrictions makes it really tough. Like I just traveled with Derek Tennant. You know Derek Tennant,
Yeah. Left
and
arm comedy, or is it right arm? It's one of those arms.
so he is. Yeah,
Which arm is
he's,
it?
he's the opposite of me because he is a keto diet, so he can eat all the meat in the world.
Right.
Right? And so when we go in a restaurant, our road manager has just dietary issues in general. And he's a keto diet, so he can eat meat. And I'm an ovo vegetarian, so I can't eat meat. Like to
Right.
find the place the three of us could eat was like this disaster of its own.
Right.
I was so thankful that we just got off the road and the virus, kind of made me stay at home because now I can eat better.
Right.
So the virus actually has helped me in a lot of ways.
Well, and I don't like saying this because it's kind of become rude. I just always, when I started doing comedy, I didn't want to be a fat comedian. Like that was like my goal in life.
Yeah.
Because I just know too many of us don't put the time and the effort in keeping up our body, especially those that are, faith-based Christians, Christian comedians working on this faith side. It's like we just totally disregard the upkeep of what we should be doing physically and spirit with our body. I don't know if we disregard it, but I don't know if we put as much emphasis on that as we do our spiritual life.
Well, and I mean, and studies obviously have shown that they're all intertwined, right? You're weak in one area, it's going to affect the others,
Right.
So in quarantine, then everyone's at home, trying to, like, people can go one way or the other. I've seen the jokes already out there of people saying I'm getting fatter because I'm in quarantine. Like, how do you can't go to the gym now? So what are you doing at home now? So like what I try to do with kind of this brief moment that we have together is in the real life situation, what can Mike Goodwin kind of share to everyone else there? Like, how can you stay shape? How are you staying shape and staying healthy in a quarantine situation?
Well, first, I'm restricting myself from the junk. Like, I just don't eat the junk. Like, if I find myself like roaming into the kitchen, I'm gonna get some water, I'm gonna get some almonds, I'm gonna get some fruit. I have a lot of Girl Scout cookies, like a lot of them, like a lot. And so I've restricted myself to no cookies during the week, through the week, and I'll get a few cookies on the weekend. Because I'm the type of person, I'll eat a box in one sitting. Like
Yeah.
A box is gone.
I couldn't even bring those in, man. I would devour them.
I got a stash, man. I'm not embarrassed because this is who I am, but I got a lot of cookies. And people be like, oh, you got like a couple of boxes? No, I got a lot of cookies. As many bow ties I have, I have a lot of cookies.
How many bow ties do you have? Do you know?
I don't, but it's a lot of bow ties.
So for those of you who don't know, I mean that's Mike's thing. Is bow tie comedy. You've got the bow tie. What made you use that? What started the bow tie? What made you use that as kind of a branding tool, or wasn't even supposed to be a branding tool?
You know what? When I started, I've been doing comedy about 14 years. So I think I was 28 when I first started. So I had been to graduate school. I was in the profession. I was an educator. And most times when you start comedy, in most cases, you're pretty young. You know, it's folks that are kind of fresh out of college or even before that. Just somebody dared you to get on stage and you did it on a whim. I wasn't that case. I had a family. I had a wife. We were paying a mortgage. So I was just pretty established. I was established in my life. So I knew a lot about business before I started comedy. I knew about professionalism, marketing, branding. And so I just wanted to stand out. I wanted to stand out. So when I started doing, even if you look at, when I first started, I probably only did about 1 or 2 shows without a bow tie. Like if you look back at the beginning, I started, and I had an ascot on the times I didn't have a bow tie. So I was like, ascot comedy doesn't sound really appealing. That sounds like you're doing comedy on a yacht or something, on some type of country club. And so I always knew, and that's just my personality. Like I'm not rebellious. Like I'm a follow the rules, but I'm what's the word? The word guys got stumped. I'm man. Like if I'm gonna think of it in a second, but I'm contrary. A contrarian. Yes. Say it again.
Contrarian.
Contrarian. I couldn't get the con part out. I'm a contrarian, so I'm always, if everybody's turning right, I'm gonna turn a little bit to the left. You know, so with the bow tie, I'm not a curmudgeon. Wow, I got some curmudgeon aspects, but I'm always kind of a little bit not doing what everybody else is doing. Like I'm not the fad kind of guy. Like I'm not doing what everybody, but I'm the boundary pusher within the rules. Like I'm gonna do the rules.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do, even when I was in the military, like I would be in formation, but I wouldn't be in attention. Like I'm doing some little sneaky, slick thing. And so that's what the bow tie was. The bow tie, I'm in a suit, I'm dressed up, I'm appropriate, but I got a bow tie. And then when I was wearing bow ties, they wasn't as ubiquitous as they are now. Like back then, they were pretty rare to see a bow tie. Now you can see a bow tie everywhere. Back then, bow ties were rare and they were more expensive. So you had to pay more. And people were like, well, why would I pay more for that little piece of cloth when I would get a tie? So not only was it rare, people did not want them. Like they were like, nah, I'm good. And now they've become a little bit more in fashion. You can find them all over the place, and they're in a more reasonably cost. So now people have them, and they wear them a lot.
Okay, so right now I know for a fact that there's two. I believe anyway. There's 2 young comics on here. One, Jacob, who was just on there. He started when he was 16 years old. I met him. I'm not going to be able to tell this guy what ubiquitous means.
Ubiquitous means commonplace. This is everywhere.
Mental acuity right here on Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. So, and then we have Sheridan Richardson, who I think she might still be here. She's 18.
Awesome.
Do you feel she's actually one of the ones on our roster up here? And when you eventually get up here, which I hope to have happen, you'll meet her. She's been crushing it up here, and I've been very excited working with her. But anyways, my point of this is in regards to the bow tie, because like I have my orange juice glass. I perform with my wool socks. I don't even wear shoes on. I don't know if you've seen that, but I don't wear shoes anymore.
Oh,
and
I saw socks, but I didn't know you didn't wear shoes.
Yeah. So all of that, though, people often ask me, like, why do you do those things? And it's along with the tie, right? Like, the theory is, if comedy is very subjective. So if they're not going to find you funny, you better at least make sure they remember you. And the bow tie certainly does that for you. So my question to you, knowing that there's a couple young comics that are watching right now, do you feel that comedians in general underestimate the stage persona? So they spend all the time writing jokes. And I think there's a lot of value and an underestimation in the value of creating those unique elements as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Like do you feel that young comics on that?
Well, I don't even think young comics. I just think people that are performers in general. I think that if you communicate, I think what I'm trying to do is be as authentic of myself off stage as I am on stage. I'm trying to close the gap between the guy that you see on stage to the guy that I am off stage. And I think I'm pretty entertaining. I think I'm a better dude than I am a comedian. So like, if you like me as a comedian, you would love me as a person. But I don't think people love me like a comedian like they like me like a person. So there's a little bit of a gap there. And I'm trying to get people to see that Mike's a good dude, whether I'm on stage or off stage. So I think that, to your point, what makes you stand out for the young comics? I think that being funny, if you're a comedian, like people always, this kind of irks me a little bit. You're like, is he funny, comedian? Well, you're supposed to be a comedian. You're supposed to be funny if you're a comedian. Like that should be checked off the box. That should just be standard.
Right.
But unfortunately, we got some riffraff out here that
using the term.
The term riffraff is definitely a different type. But there's some people that don't value the craft, or their sense of humor may not be, like you said, it's subjective. So it may not be what you're looking for. Like somebody may be hilarious to another person, but they're not hilarious to you because it's subjective. So yes, being funny on stage is important, but I think what is just as important is to have a sense of business. You know, your marketing. How can someone contact you? Do you have a website, business cards? Is there an Instagram? Do you have a digital footprint? You know, those things are important. But then what do you bring? Like, why would people want to connect with you? Like, what is it about you that makes me want to say, you know what? I'm going to follow this guy. I'm going to go to his shows. I'm going to tell other people about him. Because the thing with the comedians are, you can go to a show and be like, man, that was so funny. It was like, well, who did you see? I saw this dude, you know, what was his joke? I don't really remember. Like, being funny isn't enough, you know? And so I think there's other components that that's important to cultivate as you learn your voice. And I think that takes time. I didn't wake up knowing bow tie comedy and all of its elements, but I had a piece of it.
Well, one of those comics, so Jacob just wrote in here, he uses the green glasses around my neck as my logo because of what you told me when we were in Pasadena. So I was down there in Pasadena for Leslie Norris Townsend, Joe B. Sad. They do the clean comedy. Yeah. That's where I met Jacob here, who was 16 when he started doing comedy. So that's awesome, Jacob. I'm glad I said something that helped you out. So he's now using some sort of branding element. And I just think that's so important, especially as young as he is in the game right now. That's awesome. That's awesome to see. We were talking with Sheridan, who works with us up here, and I won't fill in all the details, but one of her conversations with me was about something she wanted to do visually on stage and didn't know if she should because she thought it might make her look unprofessional. And my throwback to her was, no. On stage, you have one goal, or two, I guess. Be unique and be funny.
Right.
Where you are professional is in your prep, is in how you deal with people, in how you market and brand your stuff. On stage, you just got to be funny.
Right.
So if that means you're wearing a beanie on your head, that may not look professional, but in comedy, you don't need to look professional on stage. It's everything else.
Right.
You got to make people laugh and stand out on stage.
Right. And here's the other thing I realized. I've been and this is me, I don't know what other comics will do. I spent way too much time trying to adjust myself to the audience versus putting my will on the audience and sharing with the audience who I am.
Right.
So if I'm trying to show up, if it's an all-white crowd, so I probably use less slang. And then if it's an all-black crowd, I probably will be a little bit more demonstrative. Or if I'm in a church crowd, I'm going to be a little, you have all these different little quirks that you start trying to make these changes. And it's like they hired me to be me. They didn't hire me to come here and be a version of myself.
Right.
So show up and be who you are. And if you think it's funny, the audience will let you know. Like, it's not that difficult. Like, she can do that thing and people will be like, hey, that was very unprofessional. And you're like, yep, you were absolutely correct. Or you can do it and they love it. Like I found it funny. Yo, what's up, Rodney Perry? This is one of the OGs in comedy. Man, I can't say enough good stuff about Rodney.
Rodney.
Here's the thing that happens with comedy is, and I'm gonna start doing stuff about how people are offended. Like, I got this new thing I'm gonna talk about. Offense is cleanser to the soul. It's good to be offended. It's good for you. It's good to have your feelings hurt, have something it makes you have some understanding of who you are. What's your belief system? Like, it's okay to be offended. But somebody came to me at the end of the show, and the whole deal, they kind of hang around and they give you like, hey, and at the end of it, they're like, I love the show, but. And so the lady told me, this one joke, which didn't even but she was offended. And so she said, I just want to let you know that I was offended. And I was like, that's good. That's good for you. I'm glad that you were offended also. And so my conversation was, I don't come to the stage to offend you. I come to the stage to make you laugh. But the joke that she told me that was offensive, the whole room is laughing. I'm like, were you not paying attention to everybody that was in the room? Like, tell me the joke that doesn't work that's offensive, and I'll stop. That's probably the joke I'll stop doing. I don't do the jokes that people don't laugh at. I do the jokes that people laugh at.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, I'm not trying to say offensive things. I'm not an offensive comic. But, you're going to say things that rub people a particular type of way.
Well, I think if we actually tried to set.
Somebody asked me what that joke was that was offensive. So here's the joke.
Oh, are you gonna? Don't pretend it.
Yeah. Hey, no. Yeah, I don't. Hey, if you are a disclaimer, if you are prone to highly being offended, this joke may be like we got to do what are the things, disclaimers. But no, here's the joke. It's not even an offensive joke. So the joke, I talk about how I was at the gym, and I saw this woman. Her pants said yoga, but her butt said McDonald's. And so
love that one.
So if your butt says McDonald's, I'm sure that's an offensive joke. I'm just making an observation. Like, I'm not coming for people. Yeah. I'm not saying you shouldn't wear a particular type of clothes. The pants said yoga, but her butt said McDonald's. That's funny. Like, even if your butt says McDonald's, you should laugh because it's a funny joke. I'm offended that somebody was offended by it. And that's, again, like, I can spend my whole life like being so fearful.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'm offensive people, and I'm sorry. I don't come here to offend. I'm not coming in a heart of malice. I'm coming with a heart of love.
Do you find I've found this to be true that there's a lot of people who, because I mean, in general, in our realm right now, in terms of where we perform, I mean, once again, the level of offense is fairly low. I mean, but I find that a lot of the people that get offended at things now aren't even offended on their behalf. They're like, if my friend was here, they would have been so offended. I'm like, did you find it funny? They're like, oh yeah, but if my friend was here, it's like, well, I don't care about your friend. Did you enjoy that or what?
Tim, I talk about this all the time. People are offended are offended on behalf of somebody else. Like,
yeah.
How are you speaking? and they're not even able to enjoy the joke. And the people that they're offended on, they love the joke. Like, those are the people that like, oh man, that's a good joke.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that joke. Yeah, so that we're in this weird time where like people are offended on behalf.
Oh, I think I lost you. You froze up on me, man. I don't even know if you can see me right now. You still there, man? Okay, so I don't know if Mike can even see me right now, but I'm gonna talk for a couple. Technology issue. Wait, oh, he's gone. All right, Mike, come back in. Mike, come back in if you can. For those of you who have been watching the show, my name is Timmy Boyle from Upstanding Comedy, and we're doing this show called Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. This is show 6 here with Mike Goodwin. Every day until this Cquarantine ends, we're going to be calling up comedians and talking about comedy and life. And this has been awesome. I mean, this has almost been some elements of masterclass. Mike is a true professional, and let's see if we can bring Mike back in here. Let's see what we can do here. So we're about to close off the show, and so this is going to be kind of the goodbye. Hello, Crystal. Thanks for the Timmy. Mike, there you are.
Hey, Instagram got offended.
Yeah. The government was listening, man. So I want to kind of we're going to get ready to go here. I didn't want to keep you this long, and I'm thankful so much for that you're on the show. But I did want to touch on this very in particular thing. You have the "what you're not going to do" phrase.
Right.
What you're not going to do. Tell everyone who's been in right now what you're not going to do in Cquarantine.
All right. So what you're not going to do is not wash your hands. That's the first thing. That's what you're not going to do. What you're not going to do is sit around eating Girl Scout cookies all day. That's what you're not going to do. What you're not going to do is email updates of how many people have died during the coronavirus. I got a sister-in-law. You would think she was the head of the CDC. We get so many updates. She's sending graphs. She's sending pictures. I really want to we in a group me type situation. I really want to leave, but you can't leave. This is the family. This is all the in-laws. And I'm like, hey, man, I don't want the updates.
That's the best one. What you're not going to do is send updates, people.
I watch TV. I read the news. Like, I'm informed. I'm not out here reckless, touching people without putting my hands in my face, in my mouth, in my ears, and my nose. Like, I got it. I'm in the house. I'm following the rule.
So here's my what you're not going to do. I'm going to use your what you're not going to do, okay?
Yeah.
This one. So I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure there's zombies, right? Because that's what they said this thing was going to head towards, right? So I'm convinced, Mike, that there are kids wandering the streets right now, not listening to this whole quarantine thing, and they're going to come across a zombie, and the zombie is going to because the zombie wants their brain, right? That's what the zombie wants. And the zombie is going to offer them things, anything, because zombies will offer you anything for your brain, right? They'll do whatever. They'll offer you free things. They'll offer you bow ties. They'll do whatever they want. And I just want to say to the kids right now, what you're not going to do is accept an offer for your brain, right? Like, I think that's your brain is for thinking, not for eating, right?
Yeah, I think that's a valid one. Hey, shout out to True King 803. We went to basic training together. I think that's my man Keith. But I don't know, because he got these symbols. He got the true. If this is Keith Harrison, I think that's who it is. But he's True King on Instagram, so I don't know who these people are with these new terms.
Well, buddy, I cannot wait for this whole thing to end, however long that's going to be, because I really hope to have you back up here. We can tour again together, and so whenever that happens, I hope we can make that happen. I want to thank you, though, for taking time today, and maybe in the future. I mean, if this thing goes on forever, I only know 7 comedians, so I'll probably have to come back again.
Keep rotating them.
Yeah. Because I was planning to be in Cquarantine for like 7 days, and now
it was a week. You like the comedy clubs, like
yeah,
appearing this week from Thursday to Sunday. 2 shows. We're doing a 7 o'clock and a 9 o'clock.
I might have to extend the show and bring on a couple comics tonight. But
Right. Get some openers.
I just want to wish you and your family that you stay well, man, and we'll stay in touch throughout this, and continue to keep laughing. Where's everyone going to find you online here? How can they find your stuff?
Okay, check me out at Bowtie Comedy on Instagram. On Facebook, I'm at comedian Mike Goodwin. I also have a YouTube page that you can check out, comedian Mike Goodwin on YouTube. But I have a Mental Acuity Monday that I put up every Monday. I have a What You're Not Gonna Do Wednesday. Even on Tuesday and Thursday, I'll put like I've started putting these little video things to communicate kind of my sentiment on things. So I'll find popular memes or videos, and I'll say it'll express how I'm looking at a situation. So I do those on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'll probably be going live at some point. I mean, that's the people are asking, like, hey man, you need to go live, and I'm like, what am I talking about?
This might be our new reality for a little while, man. I just want to make people laugh, and I avoided doing something like this. This virus forced me to do this. I kept thinking, oh, I don't have the right sound, I don't have the proper lighting,
right.
And now, like, I need an outlet, and so this is it. This is it. So thanks, man, for coming on here. Have an awesome evening tonight, and everybody is a must follow. And just so you know, Mike, I treasure your friendship. I admire you as a comic, and I'm a fan as well. I think you're brilliantly hilarious. So a must follow, Bowtie Comedy, Mike Goodwin.
Oh, thank you, Timmy. Thank you, sir. Such kind words.
No, I appreciate you, my friend. Have a great night tonight, and we'll talk to you again.
All right. Peace.
All right.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and ring the little bell so you and your friends don't miss any of the laughs. Episodes will be uploaded here until I run out. And be sure to check out the description below for links to connect with myself or my guests on social media, and also download the podcast version of this show. Until next time, remember, your brain, it's for thinking, not for eating. So just say no to zombies.